Welcome once again to another episode of Fan Friday. Tonight, we're just going to spend some time talking about some awesome questions that Arsenal fans have been asking. And of course, we're going to do with a couple of panelists. So while my panelists are still on their way to the stream, I think we can just reflect back on how this campaign has been so far. Arsenal has still remained on top of the Premier League, on top of the Champions League, and as you would expect, there's been so much pressure from the rest of the world on the haters and all that. But I really love what Mikel Arteta is doing with the squad. I really love how these lads have picked themselves up from every disappointment and actually done very well, in the comebacks. When Arsenal played Aston Villa, it was very, very disappointing. That was a game that was really a game of two halves. We had some good chances which we did not capitalize on, but to concede that late in the game was really, really painful. Typically when you're a football fan watching this type of things happen, if you see your own club scoring a goal in the 96 minutes or thereabout, you'll be in sheer elation. Like I can't think no further of the game against Bournemouth. I think that was 2 seasons ago. The one that Reece Nelson scored an amazing goal. We actually were so happy about it. You could see how Arsenal fans were very, very delighted. Of course, even this season, when Arsenal played against Newcastle, Newcastle has scored first, yeah, from Nick Votemad. But Arsenal did well to get a very late goal equalizer from Mikel Merino, and the lads continued to forge ahead up until when Odegaard crossed the amazing ball that was nodded in by Gabriel. So this season has been interesting, in all honesty. Arsenal started the campaign well with a win against Manchester United. That was a game that we didn't really play too well, in all honesty. But we got what we needed, which was the result. And that was what mattered at that point in time. After Manchester United, Leeds United came to town. That was a game that we actually expected to win. But sometimes it's one thing to be expected to win a game, it's another thing to actually win the game. And that was a game that we didn't really. Yeah, and we actually did. Victor Gyökeres finally scored his first set of goals for the club. The anticipation was much. We waited and hoped for him to do that, and we are so glad to see him do it. After that, okay, I think we have one of our panelists join. Okay, guys, so I got a notification from one of our panelists. So after that, we had the visit to Anfield, where we played Liverpool. When I think about the fact that Liverpool is struggling so badly now, it kind of hurts because we should have done better against them.
Okay.
Hi, Kels.
Hey, Nima, how's it going?
I'm not seeing him.
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Maybe he needs to log out and log back in.
Can you hear me? I don't know if you can see me. Can you hear and see me? I don't think you can do that. Let's see. Let me close this.
I'm trying to get one of our panelists in. Kelechi, I think he's having some challenges trying to log into the stream. Log back in. Okay, so while we're waiting for Kelechi to join, we'll just continue the recap of the campaign so far. The game against Liverpool kind of hurt, especially when you think of the fact that they've lost so many games this season. They were certainly not good enough to win us, but for some reason they did, But then again, it was a worthy of a free kick from Dominic Soboslai. Anyone could have considered that. Okay, let me see if I can add Kelechi now. Okay. Yeah, we have Kels in the chat.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm cool, brother. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Welcome to the stream.
You're
And
welcome.
so we have two other panelists that are going to join us, but I think we could just start with you. So how's
Mm-hmm.
it been? How's it been in UK so far? What's up with you?
It's been all right. Well, the good thing is it's not been as cold as it was a couple of weeks ago, but so for that we're grateful. But yeah, it's been good.
Awesome, awesome,
As they
awesome.
say, we're stronger than the opposition. Even the Calabash people were stronger than them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So far, what's your take on our performances, especially in the Premier League with this last result against Aston Villa?
Is it just Aston Villa? But I'm just saying, like, I just feel maybe just a bit of a glitch in the
Yeah.
system. As you say, everybody's been waiting for December. And when is December? Yeah, they say we show ourselves. But I think we have the manpower, we have the resolve and the resources to pick up. And it's a good thing that we're playing Wolves. Not that I'm not taking anything for granted, but they are the worst team so far.
Yeah.
That will build on our confidence. Every
Awesome.
every team has had injuries, but that hasn't helped. But now some are coming back, so hopefully he will be able to try something new. Hopefully the game should be dead and buried maybe in the first 30 minutes so that we can try other things. There are a few things, a few combinations I'm sure it's still working on.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, we have Josh on the chat. TG, what's up, bro?
Hey, bro,
What's
how's it
up,
going?
guys? How we doing? We good?
Yeah, yeah. This is TG right now. You can see he's
I'm the goat,
actually,
yeah. I'm the
yeah,
goat. Nah, I
yeah,
appreciate it, man.
yeah.
Thank you, man.
How
How you
you doing,
doing? You
bro?
good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's get into it, man. So the first question, and I'll start with you, Kels, on this. It says, what should the club's biggest long-term goal be for the next 5 years?
Well, I think for the next 5 years, we should win at least one of every trophy available.
Okay.
You know, the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the League Cup. I think we should win all of them in the next 5 years. I think that's the main goal. A lot of investments have gone into the club, and I think it's about time we start reaping the fruits. And yeah, it's good that the feel good factor is there. It's like a family, but we need something to show for it. You know,
Yeah.
it's about time we start going for those big titles because we need so it's like a monkey on our back. We need to get rid of that. We just need one, and the floodgates will open.
Okay, awesome. So before I get to Josh, one more question for you, Kelechi. Is this a make or break season for Arteta, in your opinion?
I think so. I think even for him, you know, personally, I think this is yeah, he needs to win something, whatever it is. He needs to win something. Especially after coming close 3 times. Fine,
Yeah.
the first time, oh, he came second. The second time, he, we had it. We had it the second time. This last time it's all right because we never topped the league last season. Yeah, we always trying to play catch up. Fine, there were times Liverpool dropped points. We didn't capitalize on it, but then we also dropped points. But I just felt, yeah, 2 seasons ago was painful.
Yeah.
And it's about time. I'm sure if we don't win anything this season, I'm not sure Arteta will be willing to carry on because what is there? What more can he give?
Yeah. Fair
You
enough.
know, yeah. What more? He's done everything. He's tried everything. Fine. He's gotten players this season. And good thing those players have blended it, which is good. So there's no excuse apart from your career that's still trying to find his feet. literally and figuratively. So, but all the other ones have blended in, and yeah, he has all it takes. So I feel this is it for him. That's my own personal opinion.
Okay, that's fine. Josh?
With this question here,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I agree. It's to win, mate. It's to win trophies now. We've gone 21 years, is it, without the Premier League title. We've gone 5 whole years without winning any single trophy, let alone the Premier League or, like we're not won a Carabao Cup or FA Cup in since Arteta first came in. So yeah, it's got to be win, man. That should be the goal for Arsenal, no matter whatever season it is. Really, every single year it should be aiming to compete and to win, and to go for these big titles. And we are the biggest club in London based on the history, based on the tradition, and the trophies that we won in the past. We're the third biggest club in England based on that as well. 13 league titles, the FA Cups as well.
Yeah.
All of that really, man. Like we're known for that. So that has to be the standard. That has to be the goal, is to win. So in the next 5 years, with especially under this manager as well, this is his make or break season. I've had my doubts around him, to be honest with you, in terms of actually, I think he's done a good job in a sense to get us back up there competing. Getting us back up there. And yes, we came quite close, and we should have really had that league title by now. But this is, for me, I look at the manager and I think when it really matters, when the pressure's really on this team, we struggle to get over the line, and we struggle to deliver. Something happens at the end of the season, or we have a blip, or wherever it may be. The point is, we don't get over the line. So that's got to change this season with the money that he spent, with the backing that he's had of the director. I think Berta's done a fantastic job. The signings that he's gave and he's contributed to this team, and I think overall it is now. You've been here long enough, Arteta. You'd be 6 seasons, right? He's been at Arsenal.
6 seasons.
It's time for him to deliver, and if he doesn't deliver, then he has to go. Really, and it's simple as that. To be honest with you, mate.
Awesome. So we have Rory on the chat. Welcome, Rory. So we're just talking about the first question on the Fan Friday, and we are simply asking, okay, so what's up? Like, what is the club's biggest long-term goal over the next 5 years? So Kels has shared his thoughts, Josh has shared his thoughts, and now we would love to hear from you.
Basic standards, isn't it? Because I think for 20 years, our standards have been in the gutter, let's be honest with you. For 22 years, and although he won trophies, however, he should have what I'm saying is he should have stepped down at the time. We've obviously, had Emery before, and didn't work out for him, which is completely fine because, again, like he's doing bits at Aston Villa. Then we appoint Mikel Arteta. He's had 5 years, 800 million spent, or in fact, no, correct, £1 billion spent for 5 years. 100, I keep saying 100, £1 billion deep, still trophyless.
Yeah,
I think he's lagging a little bit, man.
Yeah. We're struggling to hear you well, Rory.
Maybe you need to come back in and come back out.
Challenging.
Rory?
The lag.
We are competing. Because
I think he's back.
They just won't remember.
Oh. Yes, so Rory, I really yeah. So do you wanna log off and log back in? Yeah, we're really struggling to hear you, bro. So you wanna log off and log back in? Will that work? Or are you good now?
Is it okay if I refresh? Just give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. Refresh, man.
Okay, awesome. So I think we'll go to the next question, and we'll start with you on this one, Josh. In your honest
Ooh.
opinion, how far can we go in the Champions League? Obviously, we were very close last season when we got to the semis against PSG, and we know that that was a game that we should have won. In the first leg at the Emirates, we did so well.
Yeah.
Donnarumma was in the form of his life.
Oh
And
yeah.
even in the second leg, we actually attacked them very well. That first 15 minutes spell where we went all out on them, but for some reason they had the better chances and they won the game. So the question now is, in your own opinion, how far can we go this season?
Well, it's going really well so far. You know, 6 games, 6 wins. Only one goal conceded, and that was a Bayern Munich game. So we seem very dominant, top of the league phase. I think if we beat Inter or Karat, which we are probably going to do that, we're going to finish top of that. You know, which is good to see. I feel like our best bet in the Champions League is playing teams at home, man. I think at the Emirates, it's a fortress, mate. You know, not many teams will come. I think in the record of the Champions League, we've been back in there for our first season now. Only PSG, that first leg, they're the only team that beat us 1-0 to beat us at the Emirates. So the record's there. I think we take anyone on when it comes to the Emirates, we can beat anyone. You know, we proved that against Real Madrid. You know, all that Declan Rice happened, 3-0, we all remember it. Fantastic, right? So I think at home we can take on anyone. But it's going very good right now. I think we're going to win the league phase, and it will help us, benefit us, because all the second leg games until the final will be at Emirates, right? So that's the benefit of finishing top. But I look at this as well. On the flip side of that, Liverpool finished top of the league phase last season, and they played PSG in the last 16, and they got knocked out just like that. PSG also, the winners, they didn't even finish in the top 8. If you guys remember, they was very close to getting knocked out.
Yeah. They went for a playoffs and whatnot.
They had to win that playoff game, didn't they, to actually get to the last 16. And they went on to win the whole thing. And we beat them in the league phase as well, didn't we? And we ended up losing to them in the semi-final. So I look at it and I think the pressure's really going to matter when it comes to the knockout stages. But I think we can honestly take any team on. There is some other teams in there which I look at and I think will give us a good game for sure. I think if we have to play PSG again, you know, I think that would be a good game. But I think we can do them. You know, I think we proved in that second leg that, as you said in that the start of the game, we took the game to them, didn't we? You know,
we did.
We had to because we was 1-0 down. I get that, but we showed some good signs, and then lack of concentration there. But again, that game we had a 50% Timber playing, didn't we? You know, he was
injured actually.
He was injured and he forced to play because of the injuries. We had Mika Marino up front. Like, imagine with this squad now. This is why I look into this squad and I think this squad is one of the best. The depth is there, the competition's there as well for places, the players overall, the defense and all that. It can take us really, really far. But the thing I question in this team for the Champions League is the mentality. Like, do we have the mentality to get us over the line? Because we know this Champions League and Arsenal has been a kryptonite. It's all gone in the history without winning the Champions League. You know, I don't want to bring up the 06 final, but 15 minutes away, that was the time where we could have really won the Champions League that game, right? But either way, you know,
Rory missed some chances that day, man.
Yeah, mate, it just didn't go our way. Even 10 men as well. Our goalkeeper gets sent off. We take the lead as well. It's just horrible, mate. Absolutely horrible. But I think there's some good teams in Europe. Like, if you have to play Bayern Munich again, over 2 legs will be very tough. PSG, Barcelona, maybe. Anyone else I'm forgetting out there?
Man City.
City is still there, aren't they? So there's those teams that certainly will give us good games, but how far we will go, I think we go. I'm backing the Premier League more than I'm backing us to win the Champions League. So I'm going to say semi-final again, and I think we get done by Bayern Munich over the 2 legs. I just think it's all about the mentality. Can this team win the Champions League? I think we can, but it's all about their mentality. Do they have it? Has they got it in them to take us over the line? Does the manager have it in him to take us over the line in the Champions League?
No, okay. So Josh is semi-final. Okay, that makes sense. Kels, let's hear from you.
Well, I'm going to put on I've got my optimist hat on. So I would say we'll make it to the finals. Yeah, I think we're going to make it to the finals. I feel we've learned from it and we've grown. You know, so I even feel even some of our performances in the Champions League is actually better than in the Premier League. I feel with the squad we have and the way we play, I feel this Champions League suits us better than the Premier League, and I feel we're going to get to the finals. What is there? I don't know. I don't know who we're going to play against, but I feel we have what it takes to get to the finals. And the finals, you just have to be on your if it's your day, if things align for you, you win it. Yeah. So that's what I feel.
Awesome. Rory?
Yeah.
Am I all good now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. How far can we go in the Champions League this season?
Jesus Christ. There is a little bit of a delay, by the way, so my heart sank the moment, oh, God. Because I thought, again, I was lagging, but, well, I am lagging a little bit. I've just seen it back. You see my PC. My PC takes age. I've probably been sounding like Siri for the past 5 minutes, but... Wait, what have I missed? What have I missed?
No. So you haven't missed much, actually. So right now we are asking the second question of how far Arsenal are going to go in the Champions League. So we've heard from Josh, we've heard from Kels. I want to hear from you now.
Yeah. Well, the way it won't surprise that we will reach the final. I actually predicted us to reach the final this season after, the past 3 seasons we've reached the quarterfinal, last season, semi-finals. This season, again, 6 wins on the bounce, I think it is. 1 goal conceded, 15 points. So it only takes 1 win against one of Kairat and Inter Milan to actually secure top spots. I think either way, regardless of what happens in these last 2 games, we have secured a top 2 finish in the Champions League, which is fairly impressive. So, we've made progress in terms of where we finished in the Champions League last season. But I think, again, as Josh rightly pointed out, it's all about the mentality, because I've seen us so far this season in the Premier League. I know it's a different kettle of fish because, some teams, they set up a lot differently to a lot of the big teams. However, I've seen us in big games fold under pressure so far this season. We're not even talking last season, but this season in particular, we have, when the stakes are high, we've not really delivered in where it's tight and we need to over the line. So that's a bit of a concern still for my liking. However, I've always said, in fact, for 3 seasons, I've said that I feel like Arsenal are more suited in the Champions League than they are in the Premier League, based on, how open everyone is in the Champions League. So I think, for me, I'm saying final this year. I mean, it may sound very optimistic, but I feel like we are going to go all the way. I don't think we'll win it though, but right now you have to class us as favourites. However, I don't want to jinx anything because, again, like last season, it's very unpredictable. PSG finished 21st, 22nd, wherever they finished, I can't remember. They went through the playoff, obviously. They ended up winning the Champions League. They even knocked out Liverpool, who finished first in that competition, or the league phase, should I say. So, yeah, this is the beauty of the Champions League. You don't really know what's going to be occurring, especially in the knockout stages, where it's not like the group stages. If you finish first, you get a winnable fixture in the last 16. We could be facing a Bayern Munich, for instance. We could be facing Barcelona, and you could see, I don't know, who's currently second? Who's currently third in the Champions League? If it's Bayern, and then it's
Bayern is second.
Yeah, Bayern is second.
But Bayern, if Tottenham end up getting through, they could have an easy route to the final. The last 16.
And that's now Villa 3 Bayern.
Yeah, so it's Arsenal first, Bayern second, PSG third, Man City fourth, Atalanta fifth, Inter sixth.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. If teams like Tottenham automatically qualify to the last 16, they could easily get an easy route to the final. I'm not saying they're going to go and, you know, get to the final, innit? But, again, it's just, I feel like this is why I prefer the Champions League over the last 2 seasons in comparison to what it was in the past. The unpredictability of it and the fact you can get away with it, but still face someone that is capable of winning the whole competition as well. And that is the worrying thing. However, if Arsenal have, a nice side to the draw, for once, then I reckon we go all the way, to be honest, to the final. I really do, but that's just me. And I'm usually the one that's negative, by the way, so just pointing that out.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting because PSG's run was, after they managed to go past Liverpool, they did Aston Villa. And the game against Aston Villa, they kind of struggled a bit. If Emery's team actually hit them up well in that second leg, they would have actually won.
They almost bottled it, didn't they?
Yeah, they almost bottled that. And of course, they now played against us and you know what happened. But I didn't expect Inter Milan to just fold like that in the final, especially how they played Barcelona in the semis. That semi-final was very hot, and all that.
Yeah, even this season, Tottenham managed to actually put up a good fight against them. Like, you think of the Super Cup. I know they weren't particularly. I know they weren't particularly fit. PSG after featuring in the Club World Cup, but like even in the Champions League, like Spurs still managed to dispatch 3 goals past them. So they are there to be got at, but we obviously just didn't turn up over 2 legs, did we? Despite having a couple of opportunities here and there, and Donnarumma was incredible in parts, but at the same time we could have lost by at least 4 or 5 goals. So listen, as I said, I think we will get to the final this year, and who knows, it could be our year. However, it all depends on whether we can keep this team fit, because that's been our struggle this season. Injuries.
Injuries have been sad, man. You're crazy.
I don't know. This could come to bite me. It's always if, buts, and maybes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next question. And he says, which Arsenal memorabilia is your most prized possession?
I've got mine in the background.
That's a random one.
Very random, bro.
I've got mine right there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, so yours is your Tierney jersey, Josh?
No. Mine is the Saka signed photo.
Oh, nice. Kels, what about you?
Shit,
I think I got a key ring from Arsenal's last game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, at the Emirates. So yeah, I got something from there. I think a key ring and something else from his last game.
Yeah, that was 2006, man. Wow, that's like almost close to 20 years ago, bro.
And the T-shirt.
I would have actually said my Saka signed shirt as well if I quickly tilt my camera. Yeah, I've got one as well. Yeah. However, I'll probably say, give me 2 seconds, my Arsenal necklace. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but
yeah,
you may have seen it in a couple of my videos, etc. Whenever I'm wearing Arsenal shirts, you see I've got an Arsenal Canon necklace I got for my 18th birthday last year.
Awesome.
Or this year, actually. My bad. It was this year.
Awesome. So let's go to the next one. And I'll start with you on this one, Kels. How many goals will Arsenal score in the Premier League this season?
How many have they scored already?
So right now we've scored, let me get that for you real quick.
Let's see.
Okay, we scored 28 in 15 games.
I think we will score.
So let me give you some pointers. Last season we scored 69. 2 seasons ago we scored 91, and 3 seasons ago we scored 88. That was when we broke the record, for goals that we've ever scored. It was 88. And we now broke it again with 91. Then obviously last season was very terrible. Saka, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz all injured. It kind of took its toll in our performances. So coming from 88, 91, 69, where do you think we'll end up this season?
Maybe between 75 and 80, maybe 78.
Would that be enough to win the league?
Yeah, should be enough.
Okay. Josh?
How many won again now? Sorry, 28. You said.
28,
29.
yes, 28.
No, it's 29 actually, I think.
Oh, 29 right now.
Oh, 29, yeah, 29, sorry. I didn't look at it.
I think we scored more than last season. Last season was
Wait.
16.
No, hold on. I was looking at Walsall. My bad.
No, no,
Also-
that's actually 28.
Well,
For some reason, I was just on the bloody League Two table. Yeah, it's 28. My bad.
Yeah, it's 20. That's like 28.
So yeah, last year we scored 69. I think it'd be more than that, obviously.
Mhm.
I'll probably have to go around 80 as well. 85 potentially. I think. I mean, you know what it is, the attack this season, right? I think for me, Trossard's probably been our best attacker.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Saka's fallen off a cliff, in my opinion. I think Noni's looked really sharp, really lively. I want to see more starts from him. I think Martinelli seems to be scoring in the Champions League, but when it comes to Premier League, it's completely different. I think Jesus obviously is on his way back, but the thing with Jesus is can he stay fit? Because I remember last season, guys, he came back, he scored a hat-trick against Palace, he scored a brace against them when we done them 5-1.
Yeah.
And then the game later, he gets injured and he's out for the whole season.
Yeah.
So if he could stay fit, that's brilliant. Obviously, you got Havertz coming back as well, and then you got Marino who can play up front and score goals here and there. I probably think about 80, including the set pieces, goals and all that. Yeah, I think maybe 80 something.
Oh, not bad. Josh? Sorry, Rory.
Yeah, I was going to say 82, to be honest. I think, obviously, we're very limited because Gabriel isn't there. So, with set pieces, we've not really been the same, really. I don't think we've scored a piece goal in the Premier League since, it can't have been Burnley, right?
Yeah, Burnley. The one that
The last
Gabriel
time we
gave the ball to
scored.
Gyökeres, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think once Gabriel does return, which will be around January time, I think we'll start scoring from set pieces. He'll bag a few. And I feel like Gyökeres will actually kick on second half of the season. He'll do almost like a Kai Havertz did 2 seasons ago, like in his first season at Arsenal, where
He struggled initially,
Yeah, and then he'll start scoring second half of the season once he's actually settled. Obviously, again, Saka's sort of fallen off a cliff. But again, like he's because of that goal bonus, he's going to be willing to shoot a lot more, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking he'll bag a few second half of the season. Eze will have obviously moments because that is the sort of player he is.
Yeah.
Trossard will bag assists as well as goals because, again, I think he has been our best attacker so far this season. I've been saying it for ages. I think he's been fairly
Underrated?
Yeah, underrated. It was got Odegaard, who, I wouldn't really trust him to put the ball in the onion bag. But
He'll pass backwards or sides.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think obviously Declan Rice could bag a few, but I don't think he's actually. Yeah, he's scored once so far this season, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, against West Ham. Yeah,
against West Ham. So, I'll say about 82.
Yeah. Okay. So here lies the problem. In 21-22, 99 goals won the league. Man City. In 22-23, it was 94 goals that won the league. When we scored 88. In 23-24, it was 96 goals that won the league. And last season, Liverpool scored 86 goals. So we need to bag at least 90. But then again, when you think of the kind of defense we have, I think if we have like 80, we might not concede as much as
Yeah.
these other teams. So that could just give us the balance that we need. So that makes a lot of sense. And the good thing that in our own team, the goals are really spread out a bit, So that's very nice. So and that ties into this next question: who will be our top scorer this season? So I'll start with you on this one, Josh.
This is a tough one. I want to say this man right here, man. I want to say he kicks on. I want to say he ends up being our top goal scorer, but maybe the guy you got in the photo right there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy trust.
Yeah.
Maybe trust,
I think
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because the guy he has been very consistent. He has actually been very consistent for us. And his goal to game ratio is kind of really, really impressive compared to the rest of the lads in the squad.
Yeah.
So for you, it's Trossard?
No, I'm gonna back my boy York still, man. I'm going York for his second half of the season.
who is now you've mentioned it. Who is our current top scorer right now? Is it still Gyökeres or
No, it's Trossard. It's 7. Then Gyökeres-
Martinelli's got to be up there with the Champions League goals he scored, surely.
Yeah.
Marino?
It's got
But then-
5.
then Martinelli has
5.
hold on.
is Marino must be up there as well, surely.
Okay, so Trossard right now has 6 goals, 5 assists in 17 games. Gyökeres has 6 goals too, like Trossard. Martinelli has 6 goals as well. Then Merino, let me check Merino. Merino has 5 goals.
Yeah.
Oh.
So so he's 6-6-6-5. But they're quite close. So
Yeah.
Kel,
Trossard.
so Rory, to you is Trossard, right?
It's difficult, because I think from the start of the season, I always back Gyökeres to be our top scorer. But thinking about it, the way he's performing, he could actually get displaced in this team. We're forgetting that.
Mhm.
So he may not be our top scorer for much longer. And who knows, Havertz could overtake him. I don't know. Like if Havertz was going to start every game once he comes back from injury. So Trossard or I think because I'm trying to think objectively here. I think because Saka will play the vast majority of games so far this season, and because he'll be willing to actually shoot, because I would say he's the only one in this team, although he can be very selfish at times, he's the only one in the team that is willing to actually have a pop. So eventually he will end up scoring goals, Saka, trust me, and GA will start to explode. It's just that obviously at the moment he's in diabolical form for his standards anyway. He's not playing awful, but it's just
that output that we expect from him, we're not really seeing it.
Yeah, so I think because he's willing to take shots, he's willing to.
Oh, is he gone again?
He's willing to obviously
he's thinking.
Have a pop at starting in for the vast majority of the game.
I think he's having. I think he's having the lag again. Sorry, Rory. Okay. Yes. So.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. So, Kel, before we get to you, let us. Is he back?
He keeps coming back, but then he cuts out again, isn't it?
Whether or not.
Oh.
Yeah. So
it's like a song, back forth and forth. So.
Rory's having a bad night tonight. Damn. Okay. Yeah, he's out. So, Kel, before I get to you, let's just have a quick look at the chat. So, Amor, thanks for coming through. Misunderstood Ninja, he was like can Trossard get to 18 this season? I think 2 seasons ago he got to 17, right? The year that we almost won the Premier League. I think he got to 17.
Was that not Martinelli?
No, Trossard.
Martinelli got a few though, didn't he? That same season.
Yeah. I think he like 11 or 12. Yeah. And of course, Bobby is like, we don't really have much faith in Gyökeres. I think
I
we
do,
do,
mate. I do.
But I don't know, man. What we're seeing is just I don't know. So I just feel okay. This is my thought process on the Gyökeres situation. I love the fact that he gives us a different dynamic from the way we attack. You know, Havertz drops deep, Gabriel Jesus drops deep, Merino certainly drops deep. For him, it's more like a point nine, like a poacher. I feel that the team needs to play to that strength of him being a poacher because that's how we could actually break those slow blocks. But unfortunately, it seems like when Odegaard returned to the side, things became a whole lot different because Eze is further out the pitch and Eze was kind of trying to feed him well. But Trossard kind of drops deep. No, not Trossard. Odegaard kind of drops deep a lot. So do we need to even actually tweak the way we are set up to feed Gyökeres, or do you think you just have to manage the way it is?
Who, me?
Yeah, no, Kels, don't take a stab at that.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with Gyökeres is the way we play. I don't think for how many seasons now we've not really played with that recognized out and out striker. Like Jesus, you have to actually pay him extra to stay in the box. Yeah, because he doesn't. He doesn't have all many touches in the box. So I think Arsenal have adapted to playing without that striker. So Arsenal's game is for people to go from deep, making those runs. Someone pass the ball, and 3 passes later, the person that started the build-up is already in the box, ready to receive the ball. But Gyökeres is more of, okay, yes, I'm a striker, pass it to me. But that's not how Arsenal plays. And there was a game I was watching whereby Gyökeres made a run. Odegaard had the ball. He saw him to pass to him. He was looking for Trossard that was not even in a good position.
Yeah.
And it could have just been a tapping for him. So I don't think the team plays to his strength. And it doesn't help that a lot of the creative players have not really had time to play with him. Like Odegaard been injured, so he hasn't really played with him.
Yeah, true. To actually build that chemistry.
Yeah, so there's no chemistry yet. So, and I don't think Gyökeres can adapt his game to the way Arsenal plays. But I think Arsenal has to adapt their way to suit him because he's a striker. That's what you need for him, a striker. He's there. Don't make the game that our play has to look pretty. I think that's one of our problems. Again, apart from the set pieces that we play, we try to get that perfect goal, that pretty goal. The pass, take on, drop the shoulder. They are just too much individual activity that delays things. I know they talk about low block and all, but sometimes we allow players to do low block. Just take a shot. They can get a deflection. Let
Madueke, what he did against Club Brugge, yeah?
Yeah, let opposition know that look, the threat can come from anywhere.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So about the team, that's why it won't be a top striker. And also, Arsenal has options in the center forward position. Havertz is coming back. Merino is playing. So that's the thing. So would they not adapt their game to just one person, or would they keep the option? Because if you adapt the game to Gyökeres, it's going to affect the way Merino and Havertz will play when they're coming for him.
Yeah.
Do we have that ability to switch based on the forward personnel? And unfortunately, we've not been able to show that. It was just that it's almost that one way that we know how to play. So so that's why he might not get as much. That's why Trossard is quite effective. He just comes in, takes a play and shoots. We play to that strength, to that false nine. Everyone can be a nine in Arsenal. You are playing some games. You are seeing Call of Rory in the box. Nowhere, like,
Chaos agent, man.
becomes the most advanced player, and with a system like that, or Timber trying to get in there, with a system like that, is going to the forward player, like Gyökeres is going to. So that's the main issue, because we expect goals from everywhere. So
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So Josh, let's look at his goals in isolation. Leeds United, the first one, he runs with the ball, has a kind of funny like dribble, places it. Second one, a penalty. Nottingham Forest, Calaferi plays it to Eze plays it to him once at the tip of the box. He scores that. Atletico Madrid latches on to Gabriel's ball, in the set piece, the same way he just bundled it in. And of course, Burnley. So you can see that somehow his goals are kind of similar, right?
Yeah.
Being the very last man to finish up that chance. Why can't we continue playing in that style? At least when it's on the pitch.
I hear it, man. I think, bro, it's his managing the day, man. Let's be real with it. Like, you see, I also think it's a league part of it as well. I had this massive debate earlier with, you remember Tony Claude the other day, 80, Rory as well. Oh my God, this guy can't take, like, he was assuming what he's seen with Gyökeres right now. Yeah, he wants answers basically with his performances. But I look at it, in my opinion, I think it's always going to be a step up. It's always going to be a different league. You're coming to Premier League now. They're gonna much more physical league. It gives him a lot more to think about. Like, he's got 100 goals last season, right? Over the 2 years, whatever it was, right?
Yeah. 97 and 102.
Yeah, 97. There we go. So he's proved that he can score many goals. That's across Europe as well. I've got no problems with that whatsoever. But it's what you guys are saying. It's the way how we're not playing to the guy's strengths. I've never seen Odegaard pass the ball to him. There's a stat going around. Odegaard plays 67 minutes. I don't think he passed the ball to Gyökeres once, mate. Like, this is meant to be the guy giving us the creativity and all that. And he does it with Erling Haaland at Norway all the time. So why can't he do the same for us with Gyökeres? It's the way how Arteta is using him. It's the way how Arteta says you've got to drop deep all the time to receive the ball, and to pick up the ball and drive it forward, and then he goes sideways or goes backwards. Like, Gyökeres is not getting the service like he did at Sporting. Look at when people say it's different league, I get that, but look at the way Sporting was feeding into the guy. He's made those runs in behind. I never see us play a direct ball in behind to him. When we do that, it was against Newcastle, and I think that's where we want. I can't speak English today. Where we won the penalty. Yeah, you know what I mean. So we need to play more direct to the guy, because I'm seeing this guy trying to move out to the wide positions to try and get any life of the ball. I'm seeing him trying to drop deep, which ain't his game whatsoever. I'm even seeing him linking up play, which he ain't too bad at. Like, yeah, he's not an expert at it. But what I will say of him is the Burnley game was really good signs, and then he got injured. Our best performance.
Half.
Yeah, that half was his best performance in an Arsenal shirt. I thought he was absolutely superb. And before that game as well, he played Atletico, and he's got himself a brace, and it looked like he's getting into his stride. Exactly. And then he gets the injury, and then he's had to come back off the bench to try and make an impact, right? And then I know he started against Club Brugge, but but this is nothing as well, bro. We don't give the service to the guy enough either. I've never seen the guy, like, I think he comes off the bench the other day and he gets 2 touches. What's the guy meant to do with 2 touches on the ball, man? He's not that type of striker. People say, he can make stuff happen. Like, he's not that type of striker to drop deep. He can't do that. That's not his game. Yeah, Sporting plays to his strengths. And that's what we're not doing that, mate. We're not doing that whatsoever. So I still think he's going to come good. But at the same time, I do look at the system. I do look at the manager as well. And I also think the manager never wanted this guy. I think that's quite obvious that he never wanted Gyökeres to be.
And when that's Sesko, yeah.
I think as soon as he probably wanted Sesko. He probably wanted Sesko, but we all know it was sort of Berta's way of going about it, right?
Berta's guy, yeah.
Arsenal do have a very good striker there. A killer. Yeah, that's proved that he can score goals for fun. We need to start playing through his strengths, otherwise this is what will happen. But I guarantee you, Kai Havertz will be back in this team as soon as he comes back from his injury. He'll be the starting striker. I guarantee you.
Of course, we know that Kai Havertz is Arteta's lost child. Okay, so Rory,
But this is the thing.
Yeah.
I'll quickly argue this at 80, right? Would you even consider playing Havertz back in this team? Because I certainly wouldn't, and I'll tell you why, bro. Because we've been relying on these strikers and I feel a little bit for Jesus, because Jesus, when he first came in, you guys remember, right? He was superb,
Yeah,
right? There's
really
nothing
good.
about it. He was absolutely superb. Post World Cup Jesus, he was top class, right? We were thinking, what a player we got on our hands, right? Then he gets an injury, and now he can't really stay fit, right? But I look at someone like Havertz. Can we really rely on this guy? We've been in the title race for at least a good 3 seasons now, right? And
Yeah,
and have we won the league with him up front? And if
No, we
anything,
haven't actually.
many games he's cost us.
Yeah.
The Man United game in the FA Cup,
So-
for example.
Yeah, some high-profile misses that he makes actually.
Yeah.
You know,
But that said, we have options. It's just that will he? The good thing this season, sorry that I jumped in, is that
go ahead.
Arteta is making changes. He's not playing anyone till 90 minutes.
Yeah.
He's
Because
willing to.
I remember the Bayern Munich game. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're drawing 1-1 and he took out Saka.
Exactly.
That was kind of
That was
shocking
what happened
to me.
last season. So even if Havertz starts, if he's not performing, I'm sure he's going to, make a change. Last season, when Havertz wasn't performing, there was no one there.
Yeah.
There was no Jesus. So now that we have different options, even if Havertz starts, it's not performing, unless there's something Havertz has on him that will make him not do but I just feel, lessons have been learned. I don't mind Havertz playing, but as you said, he can't lead the line. No, he cannot lead the line.
Yeah, that's true. So Rory, there are a couple of comments in the chat that I want you to speak to. So Misunderstood Ninja spoke about how Gyökeres needs more supply, how he should occupy centre backs to open space, how Sesko has been a flop with 2 goals in Man United. So the first one I want to bring to you, Rory, is this. Would Sesko have fit our system better than Gyökeres? And if you had the opportunity, would you have signed him instead of Gyökeres?
No. I was never part of this Sesko Fender hype, right? Because at the end of the day, right? Yes, I know. Fair enough. If we got him, I don't know, 3 seasons ago, perhaps when we were in the Europa League, fighting for top 4, then fair enough. That would have been a decent signing, decent project striker. However, we needed the finished article.
Yeah.
So my preference was either Gyökeres or Isak at the time. And I still think, right, to this day, we have the better deal because Isak hasn't ripped up any trees at Liverpool, has he, considering the price tag?
True.
So I think with Gyökeres right now, I actually don't know anymore. Is it the players not rating him? Is it the system? Is it the player himself? I actually don't know. I think it's a bit of both. I think the system doesn't really suit him. Because, again, I do see him making runs. However, he has been at Arsenal since July, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're now in December. He surely has got used to the way Arsenal play by now, right? And the fact, most of our chances are going to come, down the flanks.
Yeah.
Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, whoever's going to be playing out on the flanks, right? It should be in Gyökeres' mind, surely by now, that most of our chances are going to come from crosses or set pieces even. And I know it's difficult with set pieces because we've had Gabriel all season, so it's not easy. However, when we've had opportunities from our wingers in particular, I think he needs to be a little bit more proactive in the box.
Yeah.
That's what I will say, because I think he's been really poor when it comes to them loose balls. However, again, we're not giving him anything to run onto. I cannot tell you when Gyökeres has gone one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You can't tell me.
Probably just the Newcastle game. Then the Olympiacos where Odegaard gave him that good pass, then he played the ball through.
And he got fouled.
Yeah.
It was a penalty, and he would have scored anyway. So,
but it's very rare. That's your point. It's very rare.
He's not really gone one-on-one with the goalkeeper apart from that moment where he should have won a penalty against Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see him, right? If we see these sort of performances and I'm seeing Gyökeres missing chance after chance, then fair enough, we've got a dud. But as far as I'm concerned, he has not missed, like, I would say a clear sitter.
Yeah.
Right. There's a couple here and there where you look at Leeds where, you know, he was unattended and he could have easily took his time with that, but wasn't aware of what was behind him. And the fact he had so much time to unleash a shot, take a touch, etc. Fulham maybe where, you know, we had an opportunity, blazed it over the bar. You know, maybe a couple of chances against Olympiacos in the Champions League, but aside from that, he's not really missed any sitters as far as I'm concerned. Every single chance that has fallen to him, he's managed to bury.
Yeah,
and
or at least make the goalkeeper work.
Say again.
Or at least make the goalkeeper work.
Yeah. Like, I know, again, some of them are finishes that I would say Havertz would score, Jesus, Marino, etc. But those were the situations that we got ourselves in last season, where a cross would be whipped across the box and Nova would be there to flip and tap it in.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, right? That, in fact, was the problem. And I think, obviously, we all knew that he wasn't going to be aesthetically pleasing to watch. I'll be really honest. At first, I thought, you know, he's one of them strikers that even without service, he could create himself. Because if you watch Sporting, not week in, week out, but if you watch some of their games, he does create chance himself. Like, when we played Sporting last season, the way he spun Saliba, I was thinking, to tell you what, he can create chances for himself. But it turns out that he definitely does need to... He definitely needs basically us to adapt to him, but also he has to adapt to us because he should know by now that most of our chances come from crosses. So he's got to he's got to pounce basically on a lot of them crosses. And I feel like at times he can be very static in the 18-yard box, if I'm being really honest.
Yeah, because I remember that game against Liverpool where Eze gave the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard was thinking he was going to make that run, and he made a pass, but Gyökeres was just like looking like son in no man's land.
Yeah, so he needs to, for me, he needs to be a bit more proactive. And listen, I don't think for 1 second I'm giving up on the guy because, again, he's been here for a couple of months. And again, they'll come at me and say, oh, well, why don't you keep the same energy for Kai Havertz? Well, Kai Havertz, as far as I'm concerned, if you compare the times when Havertz was played as striker and Gyökeres has, Havertz has had way more chances laid on a plate for him, so he's managed to score goals. And B, Havertz is the highest earner at the football club, right? And even when Havertz was through this tough spell, our fan base, just every single time, we love to mollycoddle him for some absurd reason because, you know, it didn't work out at Chelsea. He was getting abused, his mental health, whatever. He comes to Arsenal. We'll make sure you feel safe, right? We'll put a blanket over you and we'll look after you. But because it's Gyökeres and, you know, he comes with far more expectation, which, again, I understand, but at the same time, Havertz is the highest earner. He's been given that sort of money for a reason. So you pretty much put him at the exact same standard as you would do if someone was on that sort of money, if you get what I'm saying. So,
I get what you mean, but then again, when you think of the fact that Gyökeres came with a reputation, that 97 goals in 102 games in the Portuguese league kind of skewed some mindset. And what people expected from him was to just come and just blast it, you know.
I get it, but like Havertz, we're forgetting before he joined Arsenal, he's been in the Premier League. Before, again, he joined Arsenal 3 seasons at Chelsea. So he's already familiar with the Premier League, and he was playing up top for Chelsea at the time.
Yeah.
So still, there was no excuses for Havertz not to kick on because he was very familiar with the league. Gyökeres, like, he had a short stint at Brighton, but he hardly played. And then he went to Coventry, he ended up banging goals there, and then at Sporting in the Portuguese league. So, like, I'm not going to come on here and, completely bash Gyökeres. I think that the least you can do, right, is give him at least a year, because I want to see him have a proper pre-season. Because he didn't when he first came in, right? He had, like, 2 games in the Emirates Cup, and then he came on for, like, a 20-minute spell against Spurs in Hong Kong. That was it.
Yeah.
I want to see him with a full pre-season, and in a year's time, if he's still doing the same thing, then we can hold our hands up and get this wrong. And then we go for, I don't know, a Julian Alvarez at Atletico Madrid. But I think right now, you've got to give the guy... I know we are in December still, but we still got to give the guy time, man. We need to... for me, I think all it takes, and this is a perfect opportunity for him to bag a couple of goals against
Wolves, like a hat trick or something.
That could be a turning point, because he got it against Burnley, and you're thinking, yes, this is where he is going to properly kick on. And he was starting to score goals, like 3 goals in 3 games, 2 against Atletico, and then he scored 1 against Burnley. Yeah, they may not have been the prettiest finishes, but that's what we brought him in for: goals, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, I'll tell you what, I think because he scored 3 in 3, if he didn't get injured, I think he would have kicked on from there. But now he has to start all over again. And this is the opportunity for him to bang goals. So,
and we even have someone in the chat, Hybrid TV. He said if Gyökeres doesn't start against Wolves, he's going to lose his shit. I really think this is a game that Gyökeres needs to start. And he needs to get maybe a brace or a hat trick. Just something to just lift that load off his shoulders, because he's actually under some kind of pressure as well.
Yeah, I just think maybe it is a case of the players just not liking him for some reason. Because you tend to see on social media that, I mean, not all players are social media experts, in it, but you tend to see after the game, players are coming out on Instagram, and you saw the reception Gabriel Jesus got when he came back from his ACL, and the amount of players that were flooding his comment section. And I know there's a big difference between coming back from an ACL, etc. But still, I look at when, for instance, Gyökeres scored against Atletico Madrid. The team was buzzing for him. Not really many players decided to flood his comment section, really. And I'm not saying the players don't like him, but maybe the relationship hasn't bonded yet.
Yeah.
And they've not really got used to playing with an out-and-out number 9. So, listen, I think Gyökeres will become good. I think he will score goals. I think I always expected him not to put the same numbers as he did for Sporting, Jesus Christ. But I expected him to, be amongst the top goal scorers, because, apart from Igor Thiago and Haaland, not many strikers have actually banged more than 10 goals so far this season. In fact, I don't think many players have banged 10 goals. So I was expecting Gyökeres to actually stamp his mark in some of these games. But, if he doesn't score against Wolves, that's if he does start, obviously, then I will start to get slightly worried about him, because, I think at the point I'm just sitting on the fence with it, because I don't know, again, what it is. Is it the players? Is it the system? Is it the manager? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But at the same time, I think it's a little bit of the system, players, and then the manager. I think that's the best way to describe it, really.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So another comment from Hybrid TV, thanks for being on the chat. Says I cannot play Gyökeres against Brentford when it was wide open was not a good look. Yeah, so we're kind of seeing that happen a couple of times. Even Odegaard did the same. So we just have to hope that with time, these players will get to know and know him better and develop that chemistry. So let's go
But
to
he's
the next.
scored though. Like, who gives a shit? Like, again,
Mhm.
if he would have missed, then fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, true.
He scored, so who cares?
Yeah. So Kel, let's start with you on this one. How do you celebrate when Arsenal wins a game?
Ooh.
What do you do?
Me?
Yeah?
Depends what game it is for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
depends on the game, yeah?
If it's North London Derby, I'll go crazy, mate. They just done the scum again.
Yeah.
If it was like last season, I was buzzing with like the Real Madrid result, for example.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
That's where
that was a
at
good one.
Emirates, I was like, fair play. Obviously, celebrate as in go like crazy is when we win a flipping trophy, but we ain't won one of those in flipping 5 years. But
Sense.
Yeah, I agree.
other
I
games
agree.
like it's like Premier League, you sort of go like, all right, on to the next one, 2 points, and then we celebrate when we win, sort of like a trophy. You know what I mean?
True. Okay, so Josh, let's stay with you on this one. What's your biggest gripe with VAR involving Arsenal this year? What game comes to mind?
I don't think it's been as bad as last season. To be fair, last
Yeah.
season was really bad, really bad.
If you have to pick one, then it's obviously the Miles Lewis Skelly red card, right?
Yeah, oh my, what the hell was
Last
that?
season, yeah.
Yeah, last
100%,
season.
yeah, 100%.
That's probably the standout out of. In fact, I think that's probably the worst out of all the VAR decisions.
Oh, you're saying this is for this whole year, not just this season?
The whole year.
Oh yeah, and that one was in Wolves away, wasn't it? That game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's got to be that one then, surely.
Yeah, but can you guys remember that game against Wolves where Michael Oliver gave Martinelli 2 yellow cards in the same time space?
Was that in 2021?
It's 2021, 22 or thereabout. Yeah. The season that we had Willian in the club.
We won 1-0 that game, right?
Yeah, like English refs are just crazy, man. That's what I can say at this point. English refs are just crazy because sometimes you look at the decisions and you're wondering, like, are you actually seeing what you're actually giving? And what pisses me off is that a ref will make a mistake on the pitch. The VAR, who is meant to now be the one to correct the mistake, sometimes will just fly along with him, But so far, so good. I think we're kind of matured out of blaming things on the ref and
In
stuff
the Newcastle
like that.
game. The
Yeah,
Newcastle game
yeah.
with a penalty this season, no?
Yeah.
That
It was
one.
this season, yeah.
I don't know how that wasn't a penalty, in all honesty, man. It's just pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. Rory, let's start with you here. Should we sign another winger in January?
Yeah, I think we should. Although, listen, I rate Trossard. I think he's been excellent this season, but he doesn't really have long left, does he? So I think my preference at left wing would be Kenan Yildiz at Juve. I think that'd be a quality signing. Rodrigo hasn't really. I know he's not played a whole lot for Real Madrid, but I think his performances have shown lately. I think he's scored like 1 or 2 goals in 30 games, which is quite abysmal, if you ask me. Semenyo's a decent shout. I like Semenyo. I think he's gone off the boil the last couple of games, though. Trying to think of who else. I think we're sorted in the right wing position, which has been an issue for years. I think I'm happy with the rotation of Saka and Madueke. It's just the left wing position. I think we need that. Again, it sounds mad to say that we're £1 billion deep, and we're still just that one position in that starting 11 away from probably walking the league, because we've got the defence. I think we've got the midfield. And the attack still is a huge question mark for me, because again, like we need, I would say, another another forward to come in as well as, another midfielder because, I think if one of Subamendi and Declan Rice drops, we're down to Norgard, who's probably, you could argue, is probably better at centre-back than he is in midfield. That's where he's been trusted more, I would say, recently. And then you got Marino, who's better up front than he is in midfield. So unless if you're playing Lewis Skelly in there, I mean, I'm quite worried about the midfield. So I'd say probably the midfield is more important than the winger at this moment in time. I don't know about you guys, but I think we should be prioritising. Sorry, guys. These weirdos keep fucking adding me to this group chat. But yeah, carry on.
Okay, so Kels, let's hear from you. Should we sign a winger in January? Kelechi?
Yeah. I don't think so. I think at the moment we're actually struggling to manage the squad because if everybody is fit, that would be a problem. And I feel someone else can also play that wing to support because we have Martinelli there, we have Trossard, and it's difficult to find value in January. And secondly, any good winger will be overpriced.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, we have Martinelli there. We have Trossard, and I'm sure what's his name.
Yes, he can play there as well.
Play there.
Amadueke.
It's a left footer. I know that Arteta likes the wingers to cut in and then shoot, but it's a left footer, so he can actually play there. I think we have options. Then we might even get Eze to play there also. I feel we have different options there. And any players, I don't think we should be able to get, because whoever you are going to get will hardly be good value, won't be completely better than what we have, and even if the person is better, we're not talking about someone playing 90 minutes all game. He's still going to be substituted, so he might end up playing 30 minutes. And I don't think, I feel we have enough to cover that extra 30 minutes. So I don't think we need any winger at the moment.
Josh?
That's my take. I think we have enough.
I'm looking into Arteta's perspective and maybe what he's looking at the squad, and I don't see us going in desperately for a left winger. I think, or any winner in that sense. I think if an opportunity arises, that's where Bert will look at it and think, if there's a good deal on the table, if it's doable and all that, then I think that's where we're going and add in an extra winner. I would love another winner. I think more for the summer as well, we'd be looking at to get rid of a Martinelli or a Trossard or maybe even both. And then that's where you add in a top class winner. But I think we've mentioned already, I still like Rodrigo quite a bit. I still wouldn't mind him, but the money's going to be a lot. Semenyo again, Yildiz would be incredible, but I think those are all for the summer right now, to be fair. I mean, I could be wrong, and they could go, Butter could do a madness once again and go from bold, but I agree. I think the midfielder, I still think get another cover option there for the midfield. We've been linked with that Buwadi guy from Lille. Don't know a lot about him, but he's 18. We've been, he's.
The one that looks like Guendouzi.
The BTEC Guendouzi, Guendouzi from Wish. But yeah, we've been looking at him. We're looking at this Mendoza guy from Aleche, young Spanish, typical Arteta player. So that could be that really in January. We'll probably sign one of those, but I can do a madness, as I said, and if an opportunity comes, then I think he'll definitely take it.
Awesome. Okay, so Kels, let's start with you on the next one. Who would you sell in January to improve your squad? Any player you would like to let go of right now?
That's difficult because there's no one really in this squad that I'm desperately wanting to sell. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think we did a good job to get rid of all the deadwood. Them Lokonga, Vieira, those folks.
Yeah, they're all on loan, aren't they? So obviously, most of the fan base will say Gabriel Jesus, but I don't think we should desperately need to sell him because I think he's got a role to play in this team, as we saw his cameo when he came on against Bruges. And the thing is that I've always backed Jesus. I've always thought, right, every time last season he played up front, we looked infinitely better than we did with Kai Havertz there.
Yeah,
he may not be, that prolific in front of goal, but we looked like a better outlet when he was on the pitch.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
yeah, I wouldn't want to sell anyone right now. It's
Josh?
just a matter of time, like what Arteta would do. Really, I think that's like because I could see it being Waneri maybe alone or.
Yeah, he's not getting enough games though, so I think he might want to go out on loan. So, Josh, what do you think? Who comes to mind?
Yeah, this is a thing. They're struggling with this one, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't think maybe if an offer came, like a good amount of money came for Jesus, but then I look at Arteta and I just don't think he'll take that. I think he keeps everyone really. As you said with Ethan, that's the question mark right there. If I was Ethan, I'd be fuming. To be honest with you, I'd be knocking on the door saying I want game time. So that could be like a loan deal, which is a shame, man. It's a shame because I don't know why this guy is not signing against Club Bruges. What are we doing here, man?
Yeah, I was shocked to see that happen, man.
So if I was him, I would leave. I hate to say it. I love Ethan. I think he's a top player, but he needs game time, mate. He needs game time because he's top class. And what's the point of sitting on the bench at Arsenal, and getting 5 minutes off the bench every single game? And then sometimes he don't even come off the bench anymore. Even in the Premier League games, he stays on the bench. He don't even come off it anymore. So maybe Ethan could go on loan, honestly. But maybe it's good that's how far we've came in a sense that we got rid of all the dead wood, as you said. Like usually we have this player to sell, that player to sell, and all that. But yeah, for me, yeah, maybe Ethan. To be fair,
I mean, this is the thing, right? This is the thing, right, about loaning players. Every time we end up loaning whoever in the summer, whether that be in January, they don't really get like an awful amount of playing time. Really, is it just me, or am I bluffing? Because I swear, like every time we loan out players, they don't end up bloody. They don't end up playing. Like Reece Nelson's been out on loan how many times over the years? He's not really developed apart from that loan spell he had at Hoffenheim. Yeah. Remember when Joel Campbell went out on loan for years and never really progressed and ended up seeing him? I'm trying to think of who else. I
get you.
Marquinhos, that's another one. Like he's gone on loan to the Championship a couple of times, still not worked out.
He went to Norwich, went to Nantes, still nothing worked out.
So I'm a bit concerned. Like if we were going to loan out Ethan, I don't know if that would do anything for him either. Because again, like we just don't really have much luck with young players whenever they go out on loan over the years. This is just like.
And I really like this comment from Wo Baby. He says it's a good job that one area has an emotional maturity. You could have just thinking about Kobe Mino at Man United. Him crying that he wants to go out on loan and stuff. But when you think of that, sometimes I think he should just stay in the club and just try to develop himself as well.
But he should be playing though.
Yeah, he's older actually.
Ethan should be playing though, guys.
Yeah, true.
Why is this guy getting no minutes?
True.
Even against Club Bruges, mate. We literally, with all due respect to them, we're effectively through the Champions League. He rotated. Man put Norgard centre back, but he can't start Waneri for this game. What? I understand to an extent the Premier League games because Eze's there, Odegaard's there, wherever it may be. But these Champions League games, what? Ethan's on the bench again?
I tried to thought he played the Club Bruges game. I was surprised to see him on the bench. But I didn't need to start that game actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. And Rory, we start to see on this one. Say, what loss hurt the most, and what could we learn from it? So right now, I think we've had just 2 losses: Liverpool and Aston Villa. So we have a small sample size to work off here. But in terms of lessons, what can you say we must have learned from the Aston Villa game?
Now, thing is, if you would have seen my match reactions, I think you'll probably guess which one I'm going to say, really. And it's not actually going to be the Aston Villa one because, that was our first defeat in 18. Yes, it's painful conceding a last-minute winner, but for me, that didn't really hurt me as much as the Liverpool defeat. Yeah, because I just think not just the fact Liverpool have been just utter. I don't want to say it, but that they've been utter wank this season. But I just think you could see the signs that Liverpool were going to that were going to fall off because in their opening 2 games they didn't really play that well. They actually, look at Bournemouth and Newcastle. They
Yeah.
managed to score 4 goals, combined, and I was really confident that we were going to go there and actually stick it on them, but we just didn't, and that frustrated the life out of me. And now, everyone's off Liverpool, and yes, I know,
Yeah.
that would have been a 0-0 draw, if you ignore the free kick. But still, even if it ended as a 0-0 draw, I would have sat there and gone, you know what, that would have been an opportunity missed because, as I said, the signs were there that Liverpool were going to fall off this season, considering the fact they had the best transfer window out of any Premier League team in Premier League history. So I think I'll probably say Liverpool because, the free kick was an absolute worldie. And I felt we just didn't go there to win. To this day, it still frustrates me because, as I said, everyone's picking up points against Liverpool and we're the only team who one of the few teams that went there to Anfield. And I think that's the only clean sheet they managed to keep all season there. I mean, that might be wrong, but I think that is the only clean sheet they managed to keep.
No, Aston Villa as well.
Sorry,
2-0.
Aston Villa. If we're taking away the Champions League, obviously, Aston Villa and Arsenal are the only 2 clean sheets they've had at their ground. So we could all see it, Liverpool in those opening 2 games, they were capable of conceding goals, but we went there with 3 holding midfielders and 3 creative players on the bench. So, in fact, did we have 4? Because we had Eze, Odegaard. Yeah, it was 3.
Waneri. Yeah,
Eze.
that's 3.
Yeah, so Eze, Odegaard, Waneri, and Dalman was even on the bench.
Yeah.
We had 4 creative players on the bench, and he decided to set up with our 20th best midfield. I mean, to this day, as I said, it still does frustrate me that we didn't take the game to Liverpool. And if we would have lost, then, fair enough. I would have probably said the Villa game, to be fair, because, again, that is our other defeat of the season. But because we didn't go there to win, I have to say Liverpool. And the free kick, which was an absolute worldie. And I think it was around the 80. It was late on in the game, put it this way. So I'd say that game probably.
Yeah, I agree. Chaos?
Yeah, I'll go with the Liverpool game. Yeah, I think we showed them too much respect, and also it's almost like we're a bit too apprehensive. We played to not lose that much.
Yeah.
We played to win. Even up to this day, I still look back and I'm like, Liverpool was there for the taking. It was almost like we're playing and then suddenly remember it's Liverpool, then we back away. That was what that game looked like. We didn't even get into first gear. It's almost like we played with handbrake and reverse throughout. The forward plays we did was because it's like you're driving a car and it's on a hill. You just rolls, not because you want it to roll. Because that's the natural thing it's going to do. So I think that's the game that was painful. I'm sure. I think we're in the same WhatsApp group. You know how?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was frustrated with that game because that game was annoying. We just played. I don't know. We're just too scared for some reason. So I think that's the one that hurt the most. I know the Aston Villa one was the last kick of the game, but I felt the Liverpool one because I feel if we had won them, we would have put down a marker,
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, yeah. So I feel that's the game that game I still feel it, and I hope it doesn't come to bite us at the end
True, true. Josh?
because that game was there for the taking. That was just, it was we just gave them three free points. It wasn't even for a draw. I mean, that game was winnable. We're not even talking about
Yeah, yeah,
getting
yeah.
a
And
draw from it.
it
That
was
game was
very
winnable.
annoying, actually. It was very
Yeah,
annoying.
they
I
didn't have
remember.
anything. They didn't have anything. So and yeah, so that's the one I feel.
Okay, Josh?
The Villa game for me because I mean I get it with the Liverpool one. I agree with that one. But for me, Villa because the way how we lost it in the last minute as well is always going to hurt. It's like ex-manager as well. I can't stand playing against Emery and his teams because he always gets one over us, and we've got to play them again on the 30th. And the fact that they fully deserve to win, and that hurts even more for me. That if we're being real with it, we had a 15-minute spell in the second half where we brought on Trossard saved the day again, and then we let them back in the game, and they fully deserved that. So it's Villa for me, man. It's Villa for me because they did us. Oh, I can't even speak English. They did this to us in 2022, 2023. Oh,
Yeah.
no, 23, 24 season. They came to the Emirates 2-0 win. Yeah, let's not do this again where we look back on this Villa game and this is the reason why we don't win the Premier League title this season. So the Villa game for me.
Okay, awesome. So, Kels, I'll start with you on this one. What is the biggest improvement we need to challenge Man City this season?
Ooh.
I'll say we have to play to Gyökeres' strength. We need a striker scoring. Somehow it's almost Arsenal we're becoming predictable. So I feel that's what we need to do because the defense is good, the attack is good. I think we should play to his strength and be willing, to go direct. Stop looking pretty. Stop looking pretty on the ball. That's almost how we are playing. We try to get that perfect pass. People are taking too many touches. Sometimes just a pass, just get the ball and make that forward pass. We are playing too much You see, I won't call it possession football. We're playing too much controlled football. We want to control the game. We want to make it what we want it to be. Yeah, I think that's our biggest. We need to be more direct, almost be more. I'm not saying we like purpose, but we need to be more purposeful with the ball. I feel like Odegaard will take too many touches. We need our play to the side. We need to be more direct. Go for
Okay.
stop looking pretty. The Premier League is not a pretty league.
Yeah.
It's not La Liga. You don't need to look pretty. You need to be more direct.
Awesome.
Switch it up. Yeah, we are doing that with the set piece goals, but that itself is drying up. So we need to play to the strength of our striker. Gyökeres is a good striker. Feed him, he's going to score.
Yeah, feed the yuck.
Feed him, he's going to feed the yeah. And sometimes I wonder, they read the mask. Is he covering his mouth that he doesn't want this food?
Okay, so Josh is about to leave us down. So we'll just get your pattern comment, Josh. So what's the biggest improvement on your own part?
I agree. I think that could be the key. I think of course it's gonna. I don't know about you, but I feel like that April game when is it April? We go to the Etihad. That will be that could be like a decider right there. I remember it was a few years ago as well, and we ended up losing 4-1 that game. But hopefully this is new Arsenal, and go there at the Etihad, consistent as well, man. Like we can't keep having these results. I mean, in the Premier League now, it's been in the last 5 games, what we picked up 2 wins.
Yeah, just 2 wins.
We lost to Villa, we drew to Sunderland, and we drew to Chelsea. Like this is no good, because we're gone from 7 points all the way to now the gap's 2 points, just like that. That's how quickly things can change. So I just think, look, the set pieces is all well and good. I feel like obviously the defense, when we have our fully fit defense against Saliba, Gabriel come back together, I think there's no worries there, there's no concerns there. I think it's this attack, man. I think this is attack. If we can get Rory, and if we can get Saka performing better than he is, I think that's what's really left for me, to be fair. But yeah, no, thanks. I've got to bounce AT, but thank you,
All
man.
right, thank you so much, man.
Thanks,
Really
guys.
appreciate it. Always good to have you on the channel, man.
Anytime, man. Anytime. I do enjoy these. So big up, man.
Awesome.
Have a good one, guys. See you
Cheers,
soon.
bro. Okay, Rory. So let's continue with you. What has been your favorite Arsenal win this season? What game?
Does it include Champions League as well?
Any game.
It's difficult. Because I could easily say the Bayern, Atletico Madrid, Spurs, but I'm actually going to. I'm gonna throw the Newcastle game away from home. I just think the way we won that game showed mentality of champions, and I must have watched the highlights about 6 or 7 times after we won that game, because again, I just think in the last 10 minutes, I really did not have us winning that game of football. Especially, how good and how resolute Newcastle are defensively in these sort of games. I really didn't have us winning it. In fact, I didn't even have us drawing it, let alone winning the game. That's for sure. And then, Odegaard came on. He brought off Saka. He went bold with his changes, and he got them right in the end. And obviously, we scored from, I believe, 2 set pieces actually.
Yes.
So I have to say that was my favourite win of the season, just because we broke that hoodoo of, losing to Newcastle in the last 2 seasons, I believe. Yeah, because before this season, we hadn't won at St James's Park since 2023. So that was, I would say, my favourite win of the season so far. But it could easily be Bayern. It could easily be Spurs because of the Eze hat-trick. I think if I had to rank them, probably Newcastle 1, Spurs 2, Bayern third, and then Atletico Madrid 4th. I think those are my top 3, I would say, but I think Newcastle tops it.
Okay, awesome. I think mine will be the Tottenham game. It's always good playing a game that's come and seeing Eze score that hat-trick. Because I think what comes to my mind was the fact that we are about to sign Eze. We hijacked the deal, right?
Yeah.
Then AJ comes and plays against him and bags a hat-trick. That was just some high-level shit.
It was very close, but it was just the game for me that actually started believing that we could do something special this season. And we obviously saw Eze in the 10. Manager got it spot on with the team selection. We actually, as well, with the penalty incident, that the referee, we won't talk about it, but, the fact we managed to escape that decision, which got overturned, it could have easily got into our heads, and then we ended up winning the game from there. Which in the past, I don't think we would have won it. So
because I really love that, because it was not even a talking point anymore. No one even said anything about that penalty because of the fact that we went ahead and won
exactly. And it's what I want more often. Just winning games of football despite awful decisions, like Wolves last season, awful decision that bloody fucked us over, and then we still won the game with 10 men. So, it's got better lately, but we still got to win these games despite decisions going against us. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree. So look at the next one. It says, which youngster has impressed you the most? MLS, Waneri, Salmon, or Dalman?
This year or this season?
This year.
Oh, okay. This year has to be Lewis Skelly, although he's not had a whole lot of playing time this season, but if you're looking at the whole year, I think it's got to be Skelly. You know, he's got his first England call-up back in March.
Yeah.
Scored on his debut. Masterclass at the Bernabeu. In fact, 2 masterclasses against Real Madrid at 18 years of age, pocketed the likes of Rodrigo. Scored against Man City as well. Pulled out the meditation celebration. So, you know. It's got to be Lewis Skelly.
Yeah.
Dalman was probably our best player in pre-season, but again, we've not seen a whole lot of him, and now he's out until bloody January.
Yeah.
Ethan hasn't played a whole lot this year, although to be fair, I think, to be honest, Ethan was in his own, I would say, at the start of last season, and then obviously he started playing on the right-hand side, had a couple of games here and there against Leicester, man of the match. PSV, he was excellent where he scored. I think it's got to be Skelly for me.
Yeah, it has to be Skelly
He's
because
not played, has he? He obviously made his debut again.
Yeah, because I believe that it was because of Lewis Kelly we're very comfortable selling Zinchenko and letting Tierney go as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this honestly they gave him a new deal to also show that confidence in him, which made a lot of sense. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Yeah, he says, how important is Arteta's man management to Arsenal's title push? I think he has kind of improved in that.
Yeah, I think his changes have definitely improved. I just question the extent, if you know what I'm saying. At times, you can tell, well, the change is just there to be made. Why are you waiting so long? We're all, screaming, get Waneri on for Odegaard against PSG last season, and then he comes on in stoppage time.
Oh man, that was a waste, man.
Yeah, so he does it time and time again, where he's making the changes that we all ask for, but we don't know more than the manager apparently. But he makes them too late, if you know what I'm saying. So, I think recently his management has been really poor. He's not he's not obviously managed to seal up these big away victories, and it's down to obviously his management. For instance, you can't be going negative against Sunderland in stoppage time. You just can't be doing that. Bringing on Mosquera, going to a back 5. You should be bringing on Norgard and then
sealing up the midfield.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Chelsea, where I know it was a big game still, but bringing off Calafiori and then bringing on Skelly, I think at the time I understood it because the way the game was moving, like it was guaranteed that we were going to get a red card because half of our team were on bookings. But at the same time, right, Skelly came on and he got himself booked. So it was just a waste. It was a waste of time, really. And you had attackers on the bench that could easily change things. Striker didn't come on until the 70th minute.
Yeah, because and I still feel that if we had the right level of man management in that Chelsea game, we would have actually gotten the victory. He actually didn't manage that game, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't really pin that on Arteta, to be honest. I actually didn't really give him the blame. I actually blamed the players for that result because at the same time, Arteta did try everything to win the game. He had Odegaard, he had Marino, he had Gyökeres on the pitch, he had Madueke, did Martinelli come off? I think he may have.
Yeah. Martinelli came out from Madueke.
Yeah, and then Saka obviously was still on the pitch. So you still have more than enough quality to win that game of football. But the players just didn't deliver. And then you got the Aston Villa game where he brought off Trossard despite him coming on due to an injury, but he shouldn't have been in the squad anyway if he was clearly still injured. He brought on Madueke and Martinelli on the flanks to, basically track their wingers. So we're just going to, set up negatively so we can actually settle for a point here, and it ended up backfiring.
Yeah.
Now, Saka was obviously poor against Villa, but I don't think I would have taken him off for Madueke, because if you're just gonna tell Madueke and Martinelli to track back, then there's no point. Because considering that was your game plan to play it down the right to Saka, and then you just take him off towards the end of the game, like there's no point. So you might as well just keep him on the pitch and hope he can whip in a good cross, or he can score even, because like he does have the capability of doing it.
Yeah, because if you think about the fact that late chance that went to Madueke to Saka, he might have really done better with that.
I think Saka would have done better. I agree.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So let's go to the next one. It says, who has been our most consistent performer this season?
I want to say Rice, but I think he had a couple at the start of the season where
he was struggling somewhat.
Yeah, a bit meaty. So I have to say Jurriën Timber. I think not just this season, but he's been consistent for pretty much a year now. Like I've been telling man about Timber for ages, and the fact he's one of the most underrated right backs in the Premier League. And he was the best last season, and so far this season, people are clocking. He's the best right now. Yeah, fair enough, Reece James, but not this season for me, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, against Villa, he wasn't the greatest. But again, he's playing out of position. He's more of a right back than a centre half.
And a centre back, yeah.
So for me, I think it's got to be Timber. I think in every single game this season, he's put in a shift. I think even at centre back, he wasn't even that bad. I thought in the first half, he made a couple of decent tackles. But obviously, like, that's not his best position. That is, right back.
Yeah.
And I think, he's gone up a level this season when it comes to going forward. And I think he's probably one of the best dribblers, if not the best dribbler in the league. That's mental to say.
And he has very good close control as well with the ball.
Yeah, he does. I just think if he could improve like his crossing, which isn't bad by the way, I think he's got a very good cross on him. I think if he had an absolute peach of a delivery, I think we could be talking the best right back that's ever stepped foot in the football club. But of course, he's not won anything yet, so like. Not going to get too carried away yet. If he ends up winning the Premier League, I think, he is the best right back that's played at the Emirates era. In fact, probably in our history. Is he better than Lauren? I don't know. I didn't really watch any of Lauren.
Okay, but did you watch Sanya?
Yeah, I watched Sanya, but for me, I think he's better than Sanya.
Yeah, he's better than Sanya, actually. I think right now, our best right back remains Lee Dixon. Dixon was very awesome for us back in the day. But in this current era, I think Timber has really improved leaps and bounds. Bearing in mind that we forget that he also had that 1 year ACL injury that kept him out for quite a long time, Yeah. But he has been awesome so far.
Yeah,
okay, so that's pretty much a wrap. Rory, as always, I'm always very appreciative of you coming to the channel. I also had fun in your channel the last time,
Yo, we'll be back Monday if you're up for it.
Hopefully
it'll be a lot more positive than it was on Monday. But for sure, it will be, papering over the cracks and all this. So it'll still be probably fiery in sections. But if you're available, just where to find me in it. Where to find me, WhatsApp, Twitter, whatever, and we can make it happen again.
Awesome.
Still need to obviously ask other members whether they're available or not, but. That should be happening Monday. So, every Monday, in fact. So,
awesome.
Yeah,
I'll try and make our time.
Although 8:30 for your time.
In my own time, yeah. So before you go, let's talk about Wolves for a little bit. What would be your ideal lineup for that game?
Well, Raya in goal. Right back. The thing is, the back four is a huge question mark because I honestly don't know who he's going to play there. Seeing as we saw Norgard at centre off, I mean, I don't actually know who we're going to go with. Still question marks about Timber because, again, Arteta just never reveals anything. It's always the same every single press conference. It's, we've got one more trading session tomorrow. Just
the next couple of days. Like,
yeah,
it's just tiring to listen to him in his press conferences, man.
Yeah, like he just comes out with the same bloody ChatGPT type answer, just like, well, you know, we got one more trading session. We'll see how he is. Like, it's boring. You do realise you can. I mean, I'm not saying reveal anything, but say something different, man. Instead of just looking up ChatGPT in it, like. But I think right back, it's got to be Ben White because we have no one else to play at right back at this moment in time. Then you go. I have no idea. I think you could probably get away with playing Norgard at centre back against Wolves, to be honest with you. Although, again, Strand Larsen's been one of Wolves' best players. Not this season, probably, because I'm hearing he's been crap. But if Timber's fit, obviously it's going to be him at second. I don't think Saliba's going to be fit for the game. However, he should be back next week, from what I'm hearing. But again, I would not put anything past Arteta at this rate because he said Saliba was a matter of days, and now it's turned out to be a matter of weeks. Nice one.
Saliba and Troos are a matter of days, and we saw what's going on, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, and then you got Nkapie, obviously, as the left centre back. Lewis Skelly will be the left back because, of course, Calafiori suspended.
Yeah. Midfield.
Midfield. I think Rice will make it. And you know what?
Isn't he ill?
Yeah, he was ill midweek, but I think he'll make it for this one. And obviously, Zubomendi played 90 minutes midweek, so I think he'll get the rest. And he'll play Rice in the 6. And I think he'll play Eze, and Odegaard as the two tens he did against West Ham. Hopefully, Odegaard doesn't get injured this time. And then I'll go Madueke on the right ahead of Saka. I don't think Saka has warranted a start over Madueke right now. And this is why you bought him in for at the end of the day. £52 million to give Saka these sort of breaks, or just a reality check that, you know, Madueke's there. And it's something that he's going to have to get used to. Because, you know, England, for instance, Madueke is going to be there for the World Cup, I'm presuming. And Saka, I'm sure, will be there as well. So I think Madueke should definitely start this game. He should be rewarding for what he did this week.
Yeah.
So for me, it's got to be him on the right-hand side. Then left wing, it's probably going to have to be Martinelli. And then up front is Gyökeres. I think that still should be good enough to get the job done.
No, but can't he play Madueke on the left and Saka on the right? I don't think Martinelli should be ahead of Saka.
I don't want to see Madueke out on the left. I think he's much better on the right. That's just me, bro. But I just think Madueke is far more effective on the right than he is on the left. Because, yeah, fair enough, he could whip in a decent cross on his left peg. But at the same time, I think on the right-hand side, yeah, like it makes sense to play him there when most of his best performances, in fact, have come from that side.
Right. Yeah.
So you've got to play him ahead of Saka. Like you can drop him, and you can give him that breather. He should really, ideally, have the full 90 minutes. Pretty much. Not this weekend, but he should have had Bruges. I don't know why he decided to come on. Well, he didn't decide to come on. Arteta decided to bring him on when we were 3-0 up. So, like, I don't get it, to be honest with you, why Saka came on in that game.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that with Saka getting the rest in Club Bruges, he might probably go and start the game against Wolves. That I'm just thinking.
Yeah, that's probably the risk like you're taking, though, aren't you, with Saka starting? If you like, it's a difficult one. But again, considering Madueke's track record against Wolves, I think you've got to start him, right?
Oh yeah, he's got a hat trick against them with Chelsea. Exactly. I remember. Yeah.
You know, everything about this place is shit. You get what I'm saying? I know it's at the Emirates, but still, against Wolves, they're not going to like him. So, yeah, I'll probably start Madueke based on that and his recent performances. because I thought he played well
Okay.
against Brentford. It's just, again, if he could work on his final delivery, I think he'll be probably he'll be probably our starting winger right now. If only he was
Yeah.
right-footed, then yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
far
because
too many left footers in this team, bro. It's bad.
yeah, no, we have too many left footers. I agree. All right, Kels, are you still with us? Okay, I don't think he is. All right, Rory. So thank you so much, man. Do have
Yeah,
a lovely
appreciate it.
weekend. Obviously, we're going to watch the Wolves game and hopefully we get the points. Yeah, and I believe we should win Wolves, but I want us to win like 5-0. Like, I want a statement scoreline that can boost our confidence because the game against Everton away is not going to be easy. We've
Yeah,
already
we need
done.
a Sheffield United type, 2 seasons ago, where just
Get has got the hat trick, yeah?
yeah, 5-0 inside 30 minutes, that will do. But knowing Arsenal, we will win via a set piece. Gyökeres will probably score because like he has buried a couple of chances that he has against these relegation fodder. Not to disrespect him again, but it is true. And then we'll win the game like 2-1, something like that, or 2-0. But this is the opportunity to really increase that goal difference because at the moment
Yeah.
we're like 19 plus, isn't it? A good opportunity to get some goals, and if you have to, bring on the bigs and just go from there, innit? But we really have to be winning this game, and if we don't, then we don't deserve the league title, and it's that simple.
Sure. All right, bro. Do have a good evening. Hopefully, I will be your next stream. Take care
Yeah.
of yourself and have a good one. Good night, bro.